Good morning. It is Thursday. Once again, we have hit Thursday. It's funny how these days just keep repeating themselves. I am currently in Battleground, Washington. We do not live here, but we have some relatives that do. And we are doing some work with a business, family-owned business that we own called Fit to Be. And it is an online fitness studio. My cousin is married to the fitness instructor, and I grew up with her as a child, so we're pretty close. So they have some things that my aunt made, and you guys will find that I really love, I'm saying way too much, so I'm going to try to stop that. I really love handmade things and the art that comes through us into those things, and it's just a huge display of the creativity of who God is and how He has designed us uniquely with the different facets of who He is, and we display that when we produce things creatively, because we're all creators and we're made in His image. And so I wanted to show you this quilt that my aunt made for her son. I believe she made one. She had two sons, and I believe she made one for each of her boys. And there's that again. No ums. So before they were married, she put together these quilts. Now, quilts, there's definitely no ums. Sorry, this is super funny. Just try not saying a certain word. For her sons, when they got married, it was a special gift. So I'm going to show you the special quilt she put together many years ago for her son and daughter-in-law and grandchildren. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to see if I can turn this camera around. There we go. All right, here it is. I laid it out on the bed because this is the best spot for it, so it's not really the best light, but as you can tell, each one of these squares is a state, and she did all the embroidery work for this. Let me see if I can get better light. I'm not sure, the light's not very good in here. She basically put the state bird, the state, embroidered the state flower, the state's name, the year it was ratified, I think that's what you call it, and what number of state that it was. Isn't that neat? So each square has a state. So I don't know where you're from, but look at this chicken, that rooster from Rhode Island. Isn't that neat? Rhode Island, 1790. State number 13. Okay, we've got Vermont. I don't know if we should go through all of these. Here's Illinois. What is that? A red cardinal, maybe? I love embroidery work. As you can see, some of my other live videos, I've showed you a project that I worked on with a baseball cap. But I've done a lot of baby blankets. Here's West Virginia. Oh, look at that. It looks like the same bird, huh? I wonder if we've got two of the same birds, maybe. I don't know. This one looks a little bit different than this guy over here. I'm not sure what the state birds are. Here's Kansas. Look at the sunflowers. Florida. Remember what state you're in. Here's my state, Oregon. So we've got the Oregon grapes. I actually don't remember what our bird's name is, which I really like birds, so that's kind of embarrassing. For those of you that are jumping on, this is a quilt my aunt made for her son before he got married. It was a wedding gift. And each square she embroidered with, here's Washington, the state that we're in right now, with the state bird, the state overlay. She also put in where the capital is on this. The year it came into official existence, and the number in the lineup. There's Idaho, Hawaii. Hawaii has a really fun one. Let me see if I can get this up here. That's an interesting little water bird. And their famous flower. This is state 50. Got 50 states. Here's Alaska. And I love these birds here. We've got Arizona. Not sure what state you are in. Here's New Mexico. Remember, this is the little capital right here. And this is just a sample of how God created us all uniquely. She designed this quilt. She designed this and did it all herself. And it is amazing, amazing piece of art and family little heirloom. I absolutely love stuff like this because it's so unique. Like, you can't just go and buy this at, the local store. It's California. And what a amazing gift. This is Minnesota. Can't really see it very well because it's in pink. I don't know what state you live in, but here's Nevada and Wyoming and Utah. I think I already maybe showed some of these. What is this? Iowa, perhaps. Here's the number that they came into existence. Wisconsin. And Maine. I want to go to Maine in the fall. I have heard that the leaves are absolutely gorgeous. I've never been there before. And I would enjoy going there. I think or is it Vermont that's famous for its syrup, maple syrup. Missouri. Those are fun. Look at the detail on that. Can you see that? Those little red berries. So pretty. She did such a great job. Doing needlework like this takes years of practice to get this good. Here's Ohio. It was number 17 coming into existence. Tennessee. I have been doing it for quite some time, but I would say that I have probably more trouble with my my lettering. But you can see, like, looking at this, it almost looks like her stitching is almost twisted. And very interesting. Here's Kentucky. I feel like I've seen a lot of these red birds. Oh, look at those little yellow flowers. They're like little balls. Those take so much time to do. So much time. Literally, you have to knot all of these little guys to get them in there. So much patience. Here's South Carolina. Anyone live in South Carolina? I have visited South Carolina and North Carolina and Tennessee. I've not been to New Hampshire yet, but I'll bet you that's a pretty state. Look at all those dainty little purple flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love that. Intricacy. Look at Delaware has a chicken. I haven't been to Delaware, but number 1. Look at that. This was the first state to be official. And also one of those tiniest little guys over there. Here's Pennsylvania. I have been to Pennsylvania before, and it's number 2. What a fun bird that is. New Jersey. I like to say New Jersey, like New Jersey, because that's kind of how they say it. New Jersey was number 3. Number 3. And Georgia. Oh, I feel like Georgia is orange, probably because they're famous for peaches. Number 4. Okay, we've got New York here at the base. Let me see if I can get a better bluebird here. Blue. Oh, Virginia. I don't want to skip over Virginia. Virginia was number 10 state. Yep. So this quilt that my aunt made is pretty spectacular. She didn't make me anything like this. I feel like she made a lot of relatives something like this, but I didn't get anything, which I'm kind of, irritated about. But I'm also capable of making my own. I've been to North Carolina. Here's Indiana. Yep, been there. And Louisiana. Look at the stork on this one. Isn't that cute? Storks are so cute, I think. Look at the little detail on that stitching. Isn't that neat? All of these little turns are each little tiny stitches. Amazing work. Okay. Here we're back up to Maryland. State 7. And I think we did Massachusetts, Connecticut. I'm sure I'm not going in order very well, so unfortunately I don't remember what we got hold of. There's Vermont, number 14. Illinois, out Texas. We can't miss Texas. State 28. West Virginia. We did that one. Kansas, yes, with the sunflowers. And back to Hawaii because that's really in the news right now. All of those fires happening. Okay, so there you have it. Isn't that gorgeous? I just thought, you know what? I'm going to share this with the world just because of just the appreciation of the intricacy and all of the time and hours this quilt must have taken. And that's really largely, here's Wyoming. I don't think I shared Wyoming. Probably not very many of you living there. I have some family that just recently moved to Wyoming in the middle of nowhere. There's Nevada. I don't feel like I got this side very well. I did Iowa, not Alabama though. Ooh, Alabama's pretty. He's sitting on a wood. In Kentucky, yes, we did. We saw all these lovely little flowers that are knots. So it's just take the time to appreciate the handiwork that people, do. This wasn't a machine that made this, Machines are wonderful, but as we're so talking about AI these days, how people are just going to be craving the authentic art that comes from a real human being, not a computer, and how much more valuable it feels when it comes from a real human being in person. I read this story of this fellow, I think it was in a European country, and he had won the prize for a famous art show. And after he got to the podium, I think I'm telling the story right, he told everyone that he couldn't accept the prize because he had used AI to help complete the art. And then went on to tell everyone about the dangers of using AI and passing it off as the art that you produced out of your own imagination or out of your own handiwork. And how it's just very disruptive to the organic ways that we as human beings create and deliver. So I'm always going to be bringing attention to the beauty that comes from within us, that is mirrored into the world, because God has established that in us, and we're pulling it out and taking it and putting it in a material format. Or maybe it's just through different sounds. Maybe it's music or writing. Maybe it's not pottery. Maybe it's the way we hear something, or the way that we sing or speak or dance. Okay? So it's all so many different ways that we can be creative. And now, here's one thing and one thought is in transition, and whenever we go through experiences that are not something that we have ever been through, those things are our faith growers, they're our trust growers. It's where we really get down and dirty and start sprouting new and fresh roots into going deeper within our faith, right? So one thing that our pastor had told me about this, because I've been experiencing growing some new roots in faith through circumstances in my own life, and he knows how I go into all sorts of different ways as far as creativity goes. And so he's like, learning to trust the Lord in new ways is creative. It's a creative process. It's going where you've never gone before and imagining and living and experiencing just all the different ways that the Lord displays ways that we can trust Him. So be creative about how you learn to trust the Lord in these new levels. So I thought that was pretty cool, because it's kind of really speaking my language. Maybe it's speaking yours. But we can be creative in so many more ways than just the tangible ways that we normally think, because we're all creative. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not, because you are. We are created beings that were created to create, and that is literally inventing and going places where we've never gone before and producing the beauty that God has instilled in us and designed us for. So you are creative, and I want you to learn to appreciate all the different ways that God has made us to be creative, and just enjoy it and just love it and appreciate it and value it, and don't let AI sabotage it. Don't let AI sabotage it. We're already trying to figure out ways of authenticating art and making sure that people aren't feeling like they're buying a fake. So it's just about to get harder. So get creative, come up with the ideas of how we can figure out how to make sure the authenticity. And isn't that interesting? We're all after wanting authenticity. I think I said that wrong. Because there's nothing like it. You don't want to fake. We don't want to fake, do we? We don't want to be fake. No. Some of us have trouble with that, and it's hurtful to others, but it's hurtful to ourselves when we're not authentic. It's very hurtful to ourselves. We literally, when we're inauthentic, we're living in a lie about who we are and ourselves, and we got to stop that. Stop the people pleasing. Stop just feeling like we have to put on a big show, and ask yourself the questions of why we're doing that. Because I don't think we have to. So, okay, well, it's a little bit shorter today, but I hope you enjoyed the tour of my Aunt Maxine's quilt. And she is in her 80s now, and she is experiencing bouts of dementia now, so she may not even remember that she made this quilt, but we do, and we know what the beautiful things that she delivered to the world through her hands and the time that she devoted to it. So yes, go out, enjoy the beauty, create, be a creator, enjoy other creators' things, and just let it bring you enjoyment. Okay? All right, guys. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day. God bless.